Hello everyone, this is Anand with another video on AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate Certification, and in this video we are going to learn how to work with S3 versioning. So first of all, what is this concept? The concept is versioning in AWS S3 can be described simply as keeping an incremental copies of the same file as you make modification on the go. It's just different versions of the same file. So once you create one file and then you make changes to that file, the previous file will be kept as an older version, and then likewise whenever you make change, a newer version of the file will be kept in the bucket. So a few things to remember about versioning is that once you enable versioning is enabled per bucket. So once you enable a versioning on the bucket, you cannot disable, you cannot completely remove it. The reason is that once you start adding objects to the bucket, what happens is there are the versions created for that file. You can disable it, you can disable the versioning, but you cannot remove the versioning from the bucket. So by default, versioning is not enabled right from the start. Now the downside for versioning is as soon as you enable versioning, it will start creating versions of all the objects within the bucket. So if there are 100 objects and they are all changing all the time, and then it will start creating more and more versions, all the versions, and the downside is that your storage size will increase. So normally in the real environment, what we do is we properly plan and design our architecture in a manner that only enable versioning in the bucket where it is absolutely required. So in the lab, we are going to log into our AWS environment, and we are going to enable versioning, and we will add a file and see that how it works. So let's get started. So I'm going to go into S3 bucket. S3 service, and within the S3 service we have this one bucket. I'm going to go into the bucket. The reason we are here to enable versioning in this bucket. So for now I have just two files in this bucket, and I'm going to go to properties here, and within properties I'm going to go to versioning. So versioning means to keep multiple variants of an object in the same bucket. You can use versioning to preserve and retrieve and restore every version of every object stored in the S3 bucket. So all I'm going to do is, for now it is disabled, I'm going to go to edit, and here I'm going to enable the bucket. So you can later on suspend this. You can disable the use of a bucket, but remember that even if you suspend it, it will be suspended, it will be stop versioning, but the previous versions of the files won't be removed. So here I'm just going to save settings here, and versioning is enabled. So now in order to test out the versioning, all I need to do is to go to the objects here. So it doesn't do anything with the existing objects. It will start versioning for the newer object. So I'm going to go into upload a file. So let's upload one of the files, text file, and in here I have this text file. Let's see what is written in this file. And if you don't have any file here, what you can do, just right click here and you can create a new text file. So let's create a new text file, and here I'm going to call this report file. So it's a report, and within this file, what I'm going to do, I'm going to edit it right from here. So I'm just going to add it. So this is the first version of the file, and I'm going to save this like this. So I just created a file, I added a line in this, and I'm going to upload this file. So once I select the file for uploading, it will be uploaded to our bucket. So it is uploaded. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to go and make changes to this file. So here we don't see anything at the moment, so I'm going to exit from here, and what I'm going to do is now go to upload again and add a file. So this time I'm going to make changes to the same file. So in here, if I select the file, right click on this, you can also, I'm just doing it on the run. You can do it outside this open wizard as well, open dialog box. So here I'm just going to add this, and I'm going to say this is new information added to the file. So now it's the same file, and I've added this information, saved it. Now in normal, when you don't have versioning, if I add this file, it will overwrite the existing file. So for now, if I go in here and add this file, that's the same name file. So in this case, the file is uploaded. Now I'll go back to the bucket. So within the bucket, I can see here the file is right here, and I'm gonna just refresh it one time, and here I see list of versions. So here, if I list the version, I can see both versions of the file. So first of all, I'm gonna go to the first file, and I'll try to access the file. Let's see if I can open the file. So it says access denied. Now the reason why it's saying access denied, because there is public access might be blocked on the bucket level or on the account level. So first of all, I'm going to go back to the bucket level and see the permissions. On the bucket level, it's allowed, so meaning that from here we are so on the bucket there is no restriction for public access, but I also need to check it on the account level. But before even checking the account level, I wanted to show you the error message. So let's say if I go to the report and I'll try to enable public access, here it will give me an error message saying that failed to edit public access. Now the reason is that public access is blocked because public access settings are turned on this account. And where do you need to see this? You need to go to basically go back to the bucket and actually S3 level, and here it's saying account setting for public access. So you go right here and unblock this access. Once it is unblocked, now you go back to your bucket and now try to read the file. So and I think we still need to enable the public access. So here it is now enabled now, and all I need to do, go back to the bucket and go to the object, and when you go to the object and check the object, basically it is showing us the latest version, and so this is showing us the latest version, and you can also see the older version as well. So for that, you can go to versions, and here this is the older version that was uploaded at 34 and 35. We made changes, so you can see this version as well. And on this version, we also need to enable public access. So in this manner, you can enable versioning on this, and once you're done, what you can do is you can suspend versioning at any point. So in the real environment, we enable versioning only on bucket where it is required by design for the compliance activities. So in here, if I go back to the bucket, and so here I will go to the report file, and the more and more I make changes, it will keep creating more and more versions on this one. So I'm going to check the older version, and older version will show us the first file. So guys, this is how we can work with S3 bucket versioning. Thank you so much for watching this video.